Light, camera, sounds, action.
I'm gonna tell you a story of my mother. My mother is even up to this day, she is my hero. She is she's my everything. Yeah. Cheers to all the mothers. Cheers to all the mothers. Okay, so before we tap into the story, I would like for you to do me and the team a favor. Please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share the story. It will help you or the next person. Okay, so my mother used to work for a private and voluntary organization called Happy. So this organization focuses on the caring of orphans and vulnerable children in Zimbabwe. So they got an offer from the Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education to say, we would like to give you a slot on the celebration of the Day of the African Child for you to come and speak to us about what your organization does, to let the general public know what you do and the value of the work that you do for our society. And my mother, as the programs coordinator at Happy, was tasked with this duty to speak, right? Then I was very young, less than 10 years old. I'm not going to mention the exact age for obvious reasons, but I was very young. And being born and raised in a Christian family, both my parents are pastors, so I was often granted an opportunity to stand in front of the church to speak, and everybody was just amazed when I spoke. Was just, yeah, it was a story for the whole week if I was granted an opportunity to just go and share a word of encouragement. Very young. So, okay, let's get to the story. There, she is a very, very emotional woman. She comes home, she speaks about the thing, the duty she's been tasked with. Then she says, I want you to go on that stage and speak about what Happy does. And as an overly confident guy, I everybody knows that I'm the confidence show. Okay. So I said to my mom, yeah, I can do it. And my dad was just there like, are you sure you can do it? I said, yeah, I can do it. What do you want me to talk about? So I don't really come from a family of means, so we were seated in what used to be my spare bedroom, our kitchen, our dining, our lounge, our everything, right? So I could, even as I'm telling you the story, I can smell the smell of the paraffin from the paraffin stove in the kitchen, and the smell of the room, of the environment. I could just remember the day like it was yesterday. Then my mom gave me a piece of paper written, greetings ladies and gentlemen, my name is ABC. I'm here to talk about ABCD. And I started like repeating the words to myself so that they stick in my head. And my dad, as a person who really doesn't have patience, he just said, don't waste time repeating those words. Recite them to us. And I remember vividly that was the first time in my life I saw the word etc. etc. I only knew that there was a word, that was the thing, etc, but I didn't even know that it meant etc. So I saw the word etc and I asked, what does this word mean? They said, yeah, when you reach a certain level of education, you stop saying etc and you start saying etc. There's a joke in my family. So then I started reciting. Then my dad said, my dad just came up with ideas. He said, step on that desk, step on the table, the coffee table in the dining room. He said, step on that will be your stage. And my dad, is a person also of great imagination, he handed me a ruler, a school ruler, 30 centimeter ruler. He said, that will be your mic. I grabbed that mic and I spoke. As usual, when I speak, I don't know who's speaking, but the person who's speaking started speaking. And sure, my mom said, you're ready. Came 16th June, the day of the African child. The event was just phenomenal. It wasn't like a high budget event, those events that you just feel the spirit of Ubuntu. You just feel that we are one people here gathered for one particular goal, purpose. We're just here to celebrate something that resonates within that's just in our DNA. It wasn't like highlights and everything, but people were there. So the people of high stature were there as well. There was the Minister of Primary and Secondary Education, Dr. Lazarus Dokura. Back in the day, there were provincial education directors, like the people that were there. And they did the march in the morning, the drums, led by the marching band and everything. The event was just spectacular. Everybody was just enjoying the event. And now we all went into the hall and all the noise cooled down. Now we want to hear people speak. So people of organizations, representing organizations, went on stage. Some people who did drama, some people went to sing on that stage. And then my mom came to me and she just did this and she said, now it's your time, let's go to the stage. Before you get on stage, there's sort of like a passageway with steps where you get there. And then I got there, standing with my mom. So my mom is a really, really powerful, prayerful woman. So I can tell that my mom is a little bit nervous when she starts speaking in tongues, but you can't hear the words, but you can see her lips moving. So I could see that her lips were moving. And I was just imagining, if my mom is nervous, then what can I do? So then this is what happened, gentlemen, ladies. The core MC was standing with us, and in our family, everybody has got this thing on the cheekbones. So the core MC could tell that I'm the son. So she asked my mom, "Is that your son?" And my mom just nodded. She couldn't even say a word. She just nodded, say, "Yeah, that's my son." Then said, "Oh, is he the one who's gonna go and speak?" She said, "Yeah." Right. and the co-MC said those words in Shona. He said akashinga. Akashinga, translated to the Queen's language, is he's brave. So when the co-MC said he is brave, it took me back to when I was really, really, really young. Those vaccinations that they give to children, right? Those injections. That's sure. Everybody's crying. Every child will cry after those injections. So I remember, as a daddy's boy, you have to be. So I remember one of the injections, the doctor injected me, and I was like, sure. And the doctor said akashinga. So that's when the co-MC said akashinga, I remember that bag. I'm like, oh, man up. I went on that stage and I was holding a paper as I was stepping onto the stage, people clapping their hands. My hand started to shake. So when you're holding a piece of paper and your hand is shaking, the vibration from your hand will go onto the paper, so people can actually see that this guy is shaking for you. So I just put the paper aside. Remember, I'd only practiced this thing like 2-3 times, probably 4 maybe. And I could see my mom's face, like in like, oh, to say, yo, are you leaving that paper? Take that paper. Man, I went on that stage and I said, greetings to you all. The name is Hiram King, and I'm here to talk about Happy. Happy is a private and voluntary organization that focuses. I spoke. And sure, after speaking, man, standing ovation, man, people clap their hands, and they clap their hands not specifically for the message I was conveying, but because of how young I was and how eloquent and the amount of confidence that I portrayed on that stage, to the extent that even the Minister of Education himself came to shake my hand after, as I was coming down the stairs. That was my first time speaking in public. So that means 2014. Today I'm celebrating 12 years in this field of public speaking. I never stopped speaking ever since. So I tell this to every person I coach public speaking, that when I coach you, I'm not just speaking about things I saw on YouTube. I'm speaking about things I saw, experienced in real life. And it wasn't a smooth ride. The times then people would boo me, the times that I would forget the most important word, the times I'll forget the whole speech, the times that I'll even trust in my own strength, ability, and then it will fail me. But I've never trusted in God, and God failed me. That has never happened. So then there's this quick prayer that I learned from Pastor Nathaniel Bessie, that when I was 14 years old, I learned that prayer, and I've been saying that prayer every time I get on stage. It says, "Take the stage, O Lord, and have your way. I'm just a vessel and nothing more. And when you're done, please take all the glory. I'm satisfied to see you being glorified." Trust me, when I get that on that stage, it's not me who's speaking. I'm no longer speaking on that stage. So I'm sharing the story with you, so that as we are going on this journey of public speaking and sharing the nuggets that I've learned and how best you can apply them into your lives, I wanted you to know that the 16th of June is not just an ordinary day. It's not just an ordinary day for a youth in South Africa, for a youth in Zimbabwe, for a youth in Kenya, for a youth in the African continent. It's a day that resembles not only the fact that the future is ours, but also that the future is now. And quoting the words of Joshua Maponga, he said, "Time is never secular, nor is it linear, but time is vertical. There is not yesterday, there is not tomorrow, there is today. And we can only work with today." So it is my call to you, gentlemen, ladies, that let's work with today. Let's focus on today. Let's build today. If there's a thing that you wanted to do it today. Make that call today. Start working on that business today. If you wanted to speak better, start today. Right? There's that family gathering that's happening on Friday. Volunteer to be the MC on a day. Volunteer to give an opening prayer at that cell group. Start today. With this, I thank you not only for your meticulous listenership, gentlemen, ladies, but also for the wonderful gift, this wonderful gift of your time. I thank you. Sayonara.